The countries from the West have controlled the world for a long time, but now things are starting to change and the BRICS countries have just announced the creation of a new world order. This is a big blow to the Western powers who have had control for a long time. The BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa have been challenging the Western way of doing things. They're becoming more powerful in the world economy and politics. New information shows that the BRICS countries are becoming even more important. They now make up 25% of the world's economy and almost half its people. This means they have a lot of power to shape the future of the world. That's why in this video, we will discuss BRICS' new announcement that is expected to disrupt the West's game plan. Hey folks, welcome back. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Tech Revolution. First of all, some people made up the word BRICS to talk about countries that were doing really well economically. But now those countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are starting to create groups to make important decisions together. They don't want to just follow what other big organizations are doing. Gunther Mayhold said, "The idea that these countries were just starting out and growing quickly isn't as true anymore, and they're now getting more power and influence in the world." Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa want to be known as the voice of the Global South. They aim to present an alternative approach to the G7, which includes leaders from the world's most developed economies. Meanwhile, the G7 is a forum that began in 1975 and has members from Germany, France, the United Kingdom, Italy, Japan, Canada, the United States, and the European Union. Chief economist of Goldman Sachs, Jim O'Neill, invented the term BRIC in 2001. BRIC originally referred to Brazil, Russia, India, and China. These countries were experiencing strong economic growth and were grouped under the BRIC label as a sign of economic optimism for the future. Some disagreed with the label, arguing that the countries were too diverse to be combined in this way and that it was simply a marketing strategy employed by Goldman Sachs. It began as a way to attract investors, but now it's evolving into a forum for international collaboration, much like the G7. The first meeting was held in Yekaterinburg, Russia in 2009, with only 4 nations present. However, South Africa was welcomed into the group in 2010, resulting in the addition of the S to BRICS. BRICS countries established the New Development Bank in 2014 with an initial fund of $50 billion or 46 billion euros. This move was made as an alternative to the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. They also developed the Contingent Reserve Arrangement, which is a method to help members facing financial difficulties with their payments. Many developing and emerging economies found the BRICS nations' offers appealing. They had experienced hardship with IMF's structural adjustment programs and economic measures. This made them consider joining the BRICS group. The offers were attractive not only to the BRICS nations, but also to other countries facing similar challenges. Moreover, the BRICS Bank now allows new members to join. Last year, the United Arab Emirates, Uruguay, and Bangladesh became shareholders, but they invested much less than the founding members, who invested $10 billion. South Africa's Foreign Minister Naledi Pandor has revealed huge global interest in BRICS. During a recent TV interview, she discovered that she has received 12 letters from various countries expressing their interest in the group. Some countries include Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Algeria, Argentina, Mexico, and Nigeria. She stated that they would make a decision after setting the lending criteria, and the issue will be discussed at the August summit in South Africa. The recent economic progress in BRICS member countries differs from the original beliefs founded on by the group. Out of the 5 members, China is the only country that has achieved continuous and substantial growth. While China's gross domestic product tripled from $6 trillion in 2010 to almost $18 trillion in 2021, the economies of Brazil, South Africa, and Russia have remained stagnant. India's GDP increased from $1.7 trillion to $3.1 trillion, but it was overshadowed by China's growth. Since the Russian war in Ukraine began, the BRICS countries have distanced themselves from the West even more. India, Brazil, South Africa, and China are not involved in the sanctions against Russia. This is obvious because India and Russia have high levels of trade, and Brazil relies heavily on Russian fertilizer. Matthew Bishop, a political scientist at the University of Sheffield, wrote last year that the war in Ukraine has caused a clear split between Russia and the West. This has made some policymakers in Europe and the US concerned that the BRICS may turn into a political organization focusing on authoritarian nationalism. In addition, Mayhold from the German Institute for International and Security Affairs shares the same opinion. He thinks the BRICS partnership is not about opposing the West, but rather a platform to promote independent and self-governing ideas. He views South Africa, India, and Brazil as merely competing for more favorable conditions in a world with two dominant powers. Meanwhile, China is leveraging this platform to advance its global political ambitions. Mayhold cited China's initiatives to mediate the Ukraine conflict and conduct joint military drills with Russia in South Africa as examples. He thinks the West has recognized the shift and is taking steps to address it. Mayhold stated that the West is keeping a close eye on the situation. He also mentioned that during the G7 conference in Germany next year, they specifically invited South Africa and India to avoid appearing as if they were opposing BRICS. Furthermore, the BRICS nations are extending their reach to include peaks, representing their next growth phase. China's BRICS Plus initiative gained momentum in 2022 as several large developing economies, including Argentina, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Algeria, have expressed interest in joining the BRICS group. The BRICS countries have pledged to explore expansion and establish criteria for new members. This criteria may include a candidate country's role in its region, shared values with BRICS, and even representation from each developing world region. This could lead to a second wave of BRICS economies, including Indonesia, Pakistan, Egypt, Argentina, Kazakhstan, and Saudi Arabia. This group, known as peaks or in peaks, could work closely with the core BRICS group under the BRICS Plus process. Despite not participating in BRICS Plus formats, Pakistan's support and consistent approach to criteria suggests that it should be included. The goal is to foster the development of new BRICS and the financial systems of other developing nations. More BRICS Plus cycles are needed to build closer ties between BRICS and their allies before expanding the BRICS core. Cooperation among regional organizations where BRICS countries are members is a more inclusive approach that allows for greater economic cooperation. Combining the peaks and beams approaches can align emerging heavyweights with BRICS and boost global economic growth. With the rise of the African Union in China and India's development, there's a unique opportunity for the Global South to work together and impact the international stage. So what are your thoughts on BRICS' plan for a new world order and efforts to expand? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching till the end. Before you go, make sure to like and subscribe and click the notification bell to trigger YouTube's algorithm and see more of our videos on your homepage. Thanks for watching and see you next time for more interesting videos like this.